Hey guys, Randy here from Life's Adventures. I promised you I'd do a video a week, so here's the first of many to come. Roll the intro. So, I recently took a trip to Hawaii, and while I was there, I thought it would be cool to go paragliding. After some research and speaking with a good friend of mine, I hooked up with a Hawaiian local who was able to show me the ropes. I monitored the weather during the days leading up to the trip, and with the help of a local expert, we decided to make Makapuu the launch site. Full disclosure here, you guys, as the title suggests, the paragliding event didn't go as I had hoped for. I won't bore you with the details regarding traveling to Hawaii during COVID, which by the way is quite cumbersome. However, what I'd like to do is capitalize on a teachable moment for those of you who are just starting, or maybe you're in the middle of, or maybe you're already experts at paragliding. This trip became one of the most humbling moments in my paragliding career so far. And it goes to show that you can't just jump without being 100% prepared. I felt like the amount of paragliding that I've done in the last year was enough to step out of the nest and spread my wings. Unfortunately, my overconfidence, lack of experience, and a sense of being rushed got the best of me. Check it out.
Would you guys mind introducing yourselves?
Yeah, for sure.
Hey.
You know Michelangelo? We're here at Makapuu.
Woohoo!
Hi, I'm Sophia.
And this is Randy. We're about to go fly.
Yeah.
Look at those guys up there.
Right, you guys, I'd like to say that this is one of the first mistakes that I made. I did not know my equipment. The radios weren't working. I couldn't figure out how to unlock it, and that's my bad.
Yeah, alright, so I want to wish you luck.
So here comes the next mistake, and that is the GoPro. A lot of people who train with paragliding instructors, the instructors will not allow for GoPros, and this is a great example for why. It became a huge distraction throughout my flight, and I now know not to fumble with the GoPros while I'm flying. Here comes mistake number 3. If you guys watch closely, my lines are untangled, but when hooking up, I forget to attach my speed bar, and in this location, the winds were pretty strong, such that a speed bar would probably be required at some point during the flight. Vito and Sophia were kind enough to help me get my wings spread out for this launch, but once I turn around and actually begin the launch, you could tell right away that I was a little unstable and over-controlled the wing. So I look left, I look right, I clear the area for departure, and here we go. After launch, I lean back and I start yanking on the right brake, then I start yanking on the left brake, and I'm starting to swing. Now I'm a little bit more relaxed and I start making my way up the ridge. But I think that I was a little bit over controlled during this departure. I felt like I could have been softer on the brakes, and that would have allowed me to have a smoother launch. At this point during the flight, I'm starting to feel a little more comfortable, so I pull myself back into the harness and I let go of my brakes, and I can already start to feel the ridge lift, but I'm starting to lose a little bit of my situational awareness because of overexcitement. But then I start fumbling with my GoPro. Once I start fumbling with my GoPro, I think everything starts going downhill pretty quick. So here comes out the GoPro. I try to get it going, and as you guys can see, I'm starting to drift towards the right. So I yank on the left brake and prevent me from going any further back. But again, as I mentioned at the beginning, I did not connect my speed bar. And this is where I realize I don't have the speed bar connected. And so I start to try and do that. Meanwhile, I'm still being blown back and I'm not really doing anything about it. So I'm kind of all over the place at this point, still worried about the GoPro, which was a huge distraction during this flight. Now I'm starting to realize how far back I am from where I should be, and I start steering towards the right, putting the GoPro away because I know it's not going to help me. I get my speed bar connected, but once I do, I realize the left one didn't actually clip in, so I start fumbling with that. When I push the speed bar, it actually veered me to the left, so now I'm just falling all over the place. You'll see here in just a second that I go full speed bar and I'm still going backwards. I start looking around to see what my landing zone looks like, and from what you guys can see right now, there's just a bunch of sagebrush, there's a bunch of rock, and there's a bunch of thorn bushes, and right here is where I see the power lines. Once I see the power lines, I get pretty spooked and I start pulling on my brakes pretty hard, which causes me to sink, and fortunately I landed in a bunch of bushes that happened to be about 30, maybe 40 feet away from the lines. And the wind starts picking up and I get super nervous. The wing starts pulling me. Fortunately for me, I landed in a bunch of bushes, which happened to be thorn bushes. Vito was able to come out with a couple of the other guys and help me pick my wing out of these thorn bushes. Had I gone anywhere else, it could have been a much different outcome, but we spent probably the next 2 hours trying to dig out my wing, and I got scratched up, my legs and my arms, my hands, my knuckles were bruised, but at the end of the day, I'm pretty lucky, and I feel like I've learned a lot about who I am and what my experience level is as a paraglider, and I obviously learned that I need to focus on flying the wing before focusing on trying to make a video.
Hey guys, so I hope you enjoyed the video. I know that it wasn't the best outcome for me, but I learned a lot, and I hope that by publishing this for the public allows you as either a beginner or an expert or anywhere in between to learn something from what I had to go through. I'm super humbled by this experience, and I got up the very next day, I came home and I strapped my wing on with the Scout motor, and a buddy and myself went up to a popular fly spot and I was able to redeem myself. I'll publish that video a little bit later, but I hope that you guys liked it. If you did, give me a thumbs up. If not, give me a thumbs down, and please subscribe because you're gonna have a lot more videos to come. Thank you. We'll see you on the next one.